Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Fallout Bar here at Online Darts for the final time before the big man in the red coat comes to visit. Yes, Christmas is only 2 days, two more sleeps away for those little ones out there watching. But we are back for the final Fallout Bar as round 2 comes to a completion. My name is Jack Gard. I'm joined by Mr. Cam McFarlane. Cam, how are you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, mate. It's nice to see you for the second time today. Not in person this time. We had a lovely little Wetherspoons lunch earlier, didn't we? You had your little trip up to the best place in the world.
I wouldn't go that far.
You did go that far. You went all the way up here.
There it is. Yeah. It started already.
Here we go.
Here we go. Strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for a long one. Cam's
This
making
is going to be a fun one
already. But yes, we have seen each other once already today, and we are ready to go here for the final Fallout Bar. Good evening to everybody in the chat room. Plenty of banter going on about the Wasp and seeds falling just like them on another day of shocks at the Alexandra Palace. HJV's in. How we doing, mate? Hope you're well. Missy's in. Good to see you, Missy. Sean Matthews in. How we doing, pal? Rebels in. Connor's in. Joel's in. Plenty of you here.
Loads of them in.
Nelson as well. It's lovely to have you all here. Right, Cam, straight into the action because we've got 8 games to review. No games to preview tonight. However, when we met earlier, we did say we were going to do some predictions for the final 4 games tonight, didn't we?
Are we talking about them? Because I don't think either of us went very well, to be honest.
I got the first one.
25%. I mean, it's better than none.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's got all 4 games tonight, bang on score-wise,
lottery numbers.
Go and buy a lottery ticket because you're in for a lovely Christmas.
Yeah, that was not a session for the punters, was it?
No, definitely not.
The bookmakers have made a fortune tonight.
Correct.
Patrick Power and his friends are they're having a goose for Christmas. There's no turkey going on there. They are fully enjoying the lot.
You win some, you lose some. There's been plenty of good days for the punters out there so far this tournament. But today belongs to the tournament sponsors, Paddy Power, who we thank for their support throughout this.
Absolutely. Patrick is one of my favourites. Yes.
However, on to the action. We know the boxing's on as well, so we're going to try and get through this pretty quickly because Sir AJ is about to fight. First up, there's absolutely... Look, even if you did predict a Veenstra to win, there is nobody on this planet who sanely predicted Richard Veenstra to win all 9 legs against Kim Hybrex.
No, absolutely not. Anyone that did... If they did it beforehand, they wouldn't have seen it because they would have been locked up beforehand. Like, literally, straight jacket, out you go, not having it. Because Kim Hybrex is pretty good on this stage as well. He has about 3 of the highest, top 20 highest averages ever on the stage as well at the Ali Pally. The guy likes you up there and plays some good darts, and today was not that day. I mean, didn't even come close, did he? Like... He missed a few darts at double, but let's be honest, he had 8 darts at double. He didn't even have enough darts at double to win the match.
No, I mean, he's averaged 84, no checkouts, obviously. Chucked in 3-180, pretty level in the scoring department, but it's just all about those chances taken by Veenstra, who was known for...
Veenstra was just more consistent, and like you say...
4% on the outer ring himself. Like, it's enough to get the job done, isn't it?
Yeah, let's be honest, neither of us saw this. And... You were driving to my house at the point that this was on, and then I told you the result as we were walking to the Spoonie Corn, and you went, sorry, what? You went 3-0. I went, yeah. I went, no, not just 3-0, mate. 9 million legs. You went, well, we can't say what we usually do. We'll drop it in at some point, probably the F1, but that was the response that you said at that point. To be fair, you were like, the old Foxtrot Oscar at that point. You were like, no chance.
Yeah, no chance. Indeed. However, Kim Hybrex, one of many seeds to fall today. 1, 2, 3, 4 in total.
It started the last couple of days, hasn't it? Like, there were none for the first few days, and then Peter Wright went, and then the floodgates have opened, haven't they? Like,
well, James Wade was the first to go, so all that's being proven is everybody wants to be like James Wade.
I mean, we're not talking about James Wade, are we? Because I spent all of last week saying that he was a really, really good price to win this.
You did. However, it gets even better because somebody's actual pick to win this that works on the Monday Night Live Lounge, a certain Mr. Boyce, may be out of the running already.
Yes. Which also, I don't really want to talk about. Because that's my guy as well. I am the biggest of all of the Nathan Aspinall fans of anyone on this channel. So yeah, I'm just going to watch the boxing, and we're not going to talk about that.
You might have more luck predicting that, although there's plenty that would have been saying Wilder was winning that last fight. However,
I had Parker. I 100% had Parker there. Unless he got clipped with a big one, Parker's just so solid that like he was always going to outbox him.
Well, talking about boxing, outplayed was the story in that first game. Richard Veenstra flyers, showing what he can do up on the Alexandra Palace stage, and here he is in his post-press match conference.
I think it's not a big occasion. No, he's the favorite. He's a very good player, and yeah, I'm enjoying it and see what I can do. Maybe I can take a set then. Yeah. How do you prepare for Michael van Gerwen? He's the best player in the world, so I'm enjoying it and I'm going to do my best as I can. So we'll see.
Definitely didn't mess up that intro to the video, but as
I was
Vince
just going to say, like we've. Do you need me to just take over the intros again? Because I had to do it the other night after you got it wrong every single time as we went along. You called it a post-press match conference.
One mistake in 28 years on this planet. Give me a break.
Not one. No, you've done it the last 5 on the bounce.
Yeah, but it's the same mistake, so it's one mistake. It's fine. We move.
Anyway,
awaiting Richard Veenstra
fair
in
point
the
that he
third
makes
round.
as well. The best player on the planet. He is world number 1 again.
If Michael Smith and Michael van Gerwen both lose at the same round of tournament, yes.
Yeah. Well, no, right now he is world number 1 again.
When does the money officially come off? Is it the end of the tournament or start?
It comes off when dartsrankings.com takes it
No,
off.
That's just them making it easy for themselves.
No.
There's a difference.
No, it comes off when they take off. That is the true ranking.
They hold their ranking throughout a tournament because of the seeding process. You know.
No, I'm sorry, but we all abide by dartsrankings.com. Don't pretend you don't, like I do.
They've gone early. No, because they wouldn't do the seniors for me, which would have saved me a shed load of work.
Would they actually not?
Anyway,
oh dear.
Anyway, on to match number 2, and however, Sky Sports reported this as an upset. There were plenty out there that disagreed after winning a European tour earlier this year.
A certain Mr. W. Mardle. That's one of
calling out Sky. I found that quite amusing.
Calling out the people that paid him.
Getting the better of Callum Rid's number 30 seed in this tournament, 3-2.
Not an upset whatsoever, was it?
No, it was that evenly matched the contest going into it. Petretsko was the favourite with the bookies, but in terms of reputation, experience, what they've done up there, you could argue that Rids has got more of that compared to the former Petretsko. It's a far more balanced game than going, what an upset.
I mean, Callum's not done that much himself, has he? Like,
he's had a run here before, though.
Yeah, he has, but like he's hardly the like stalwart of every PDC major, is he? Like, whereas he's also been horrific form for the last few months.
Yes and no. The change of equipment, he's been a far more consistent player since he's changed darts. However, he will be annoyed with the inconsistencies of just keeping the dart straight tonight. That seems to be the issue for Callum Ridds. There wasn't an awful lot in it. You even got the stats up in the pub and went, look how even a game this was.
It was really even.
Look at it on paper. This was an incredibly balanced game. But
let's be honest, the best we've seen Callum Ridds play was his leg with 2 darts when he broke one at the Pro Tour. Like, that's the best he played all year. Like, it's not been the best year for him. And the guy is immensely talented. But we had this conversation earlier, like, because he's so quick, like, it is hard to have composure on the outer ring. Like, the big finishes, like the 1-8 that he hit, are always going to be there. He will take those out because it's that quick, smooth process. But the single, like, where you've left yourself on a double, it's hard to compose yourself and do it. And to be fair, we saw someone do it tonight, who is also rapid, but it's impressive when they can actually do it and just have that little extra second and go and do it. Callum's not quite got that, and I think that was probably the difference in this game, because, like you say, it was really close, and that it's probably the best Callum's played all year. Like, Ricardo's playing really well and has done for most of this year. For him to push him that close, and actually, to be fair, okay, he did push him close, but you look at the legs. I mean, Ricardo's won twice as many. Like,
Callum's done the perfect job in winning 2 sets, hasn't he? Like,
yeah, he's won twice as many. But let's be honest, he's still 3-2, and that's the point of set play. You don't have to win more legs; you have to win more sets. So that doesn't massively matter. But that last set from Ricardo, by the way, credit where credit is due. 109.98. 3-0.
I mean, all three of the sets.
He didn't even hit a 180. He didn't even hit a 180 in it, and still averaged 110.
All 3 of the sets Petretsko started, he won 3-0. So he's won the first leg, broken Callum, and then wrapped the set up pretty quickly. And that's just mounting pressure. Excellent play from Petretsko, obviously European Tour winner. And it marks quite a stark turnaround, not in fortune for him, because he did win the European Tour event earlier in the year, but actually Grand Slam did not go to plan for him. It looked like he was losing an awful lot of a fan base that he'd done so well coming up in such a short space of time.
Small meltdown, just a little meltdown.
Small meltdown at the Grand Slam. Then obviously was already deciding that he was going to walk off stage if it happened against Mikuru, get through Mikuru pretty handily. Now gets through Callan Rids pretty handily.
He also didn't get any grief, to be fair, against Mikuru, to be fair. The crowd were very fair, which also helps when you're a German and 25% of the fans are always German at the World Champs.
Yeah. Runs into Luke Humphreys in the next round. That will be a test for Luke, who wasn't that great against Lee Evans.
Yeah. Luke could have been better, but did a solid professional job. Professional is the word of the week, as we know.
Every week.
I mean, to be fair, like you say, it's the Paddy Power World Championship. Double P's there. We'll have an extra P for professional. All the P's, because we've used it a lot. But like you say, Luke was professional, but not impressive against Lee Evans. Ricardo is a completely different beast. I mean, like you say, even just look at that last set in isolation. Like, he rolls up and does that first set. As much as Luke is one of the more sort of level-headed, doesn't really get stressed by what's going on sort of players, his bottom hole will be twitching if Ricardo does that first set.
Yeah, definitely. On to match number 3. And look, this one was a bit of a scrap, wasn't it? Excellent scoring from both, finishing left a lot to be desired. Johnny Clayton, a 3-1 victor over Steve Lennon. They had 79 darts at double between the pair in just 4 sets of darts. But the Ferret, Johnny Clayton, progresses. After a tough 6 months, we saw how much that win meant to him.
Oh, massive for him, isn't it? Like we all know how good Johnny Clayton is. Like, Johnny Clayton at his best is a potential winner of this tournament. Like, he's that good. Like, unplayable. Like, we watched a little bit of it in the pub, didn't we, when we were having lunch? And he left 1-2-1. And we both said before he threw a dart, we went, Johnny Clayton goes. And he hit 5 first dart. And we're like, that is not the Johnny Clayton that we're used to, that we know and love. Like, he always gives himself at least a shot at it. And he didn't. And we're like, he might struggle here. And Steve Lennon was playing okay in the early stages as well. But You cannot ever roll up on the World Championship stage and hit 15% of your doubles and expect to even get close to winning again.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Steve Lennon, who is generally, he's never going to set the world alight, is he? He's never going to average 120 and 45 180s and take out every finish. But what he generally does is he'll be consistent and he takes chances when they come.
It wasn't any of that today. And
if he doesn't take the chances when they come,
I say it took full advantage. It took its time to take advantage, but Johnny Clayton is through sub 90.
Did you actually listen to it on TalkSport on the way home?
No, because the football was on and something else was on. So the two times I've actually gone to listen, the two times I've gone to use TalkSport this year,
so you got Katie's music instead.
Yeah, neither have been available to me. So
you got Katie's music instead.
Yeah.
Which was
Taylor Swift.
Yes. Yeah. Up the Swiftie.
She calls it espresso depresso music.
I don't care. I'm having it. I mean, as you well know, yes, me and Jarlath are going to Berlin to watch Swiftie, so
yes. Silly boys. Anyway, do we have Johnny? We do have the ferret. A reminder, these are just clips of their press conferences. They're available in full on our YouTube channel if you want to go over and watch those. Make sure you do that after this show, though. We don't want you missing out on any of the great conversation we're going to have throughout the rest of the evening. Here is Johnny Clayton.
Massive win. Do you know, I have not played well, probably for the second half of the season. So, listen, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous coming into this and I got over the line. I started off great, playing, scoring well, but just couldn't hit the outer ring. So, obviously, it's putting pressure on myself. No disrespect to Steve. Steve missed a lot of doubles, right? So, but I had chances as well. So, I'm happy to get over the line. I'm very happy to get over the line. I'd like to get through a little bit better than that. So I know I'm better than that. I know Steve's better than that. So yeah, it's a game to forget, I think. I love it. Yeah. World number 9 at the moment. That's my lucky number, hopefully. So yeah, I know I'm better than this. I've proven that I'm better than this, and hopefully I can show it. So cross fingers.
Johnny Clayton hoping to return in better form when he comes back after the Christmas break. He will look to go deep when he takes on. Should have looked at that bit while the video was playing. Christoph Ratajski, the Peagle. The final game of the afternoon session was a bit of a masterclass in the end. So?
Your boy, Aussies, no.
What a performance this was, by the way, from what some people are calling Daryl Gurney 2.0, because he looked absolutely superb in a 3-1 victory over Steve Beaton. Steve Beaton actually handled himself pretty well. Looked like he was fighting back, but two magnificent
solid.
checkouts.
Really solid, to be fair.
Two magnificent checkouts from Daryl Gurney to wrap up the match, 1-3-2 and a 1-3-6, getting the job done for Super Chin.
So there's one important point here. The 1-3-2 is the best finish in darts. It just is. Whichever way you do it, whether it's the 2 balls or whether it's the 25-19 back for the ball, it's just the best finish in darts, isn't it? It looks mint whichever way.
Correct. What was the other point? You said 2 things.
Daryl Gurney was mint. Played really, really well. Like you say, Steve Beaton, not an easy person to play up on that stage, because we know, as we've always known, he's the only man that's ever rolled up on that stage and played Fallon and actually got more support than Fallon did. Like, it's tough to play Steve Beaton on that stage. 33 years in a row, whatever it is now, 31 or 33, I can't remember.
33.
33, yeah. I don't know, I question myself, I knew it. So, yeah, it's not easy to go and play him on that stage. And, like you say, he played well. Nearly 92 average. Really, really solid up there. But Daryl Gurney played a proper game tonight. He was looking back to his best up there. I'm not sure what the 2.0 thing is with Daryl. Is there something?
He's just gone away, worked on his game for a long time. You think he was once world number 3, world number 4, multiple major winner, been away, worked on his game, and there were people saying that this looked better than the Gurney that was winning major titles.
I'm not sure it was that good. It was really, really good from him. But I'm not sure he's better than when he was winning things. I think he looked back to that sort of level. But I don't think it's an upgrade from that, because when he was doing that, he was bloody good at that point as well. Like. But
a magnificent player on his day.
He looks confident. Like, there's obviously a little bit gone on recently. Like, he's split from NBA. He's the rest of whatever's happening. But like I say, apparently a really amicable split. They're all still mates. He's still his godfather. The rest of it, like. But yeah, just something looks like it's clicked for him again. And
it would be the most, like, I don't even know what the word is, but like, imagine winning the world the last time you have the manager, who then you have to give a split for, which if it was a week later, you'd have taken all of the money.
Yeah, but at the end of, like you say, though, at the end of the day, though, they're still fucking best mates, and he's still godfather. The F-bomb just got dropped. Fine, it's going to happen at some point, wasn't it? Yeah, but they're still best mates, and like I say, he's still godfather to his kid and the rest of it. So I'm pretty sure even if it happened a week after, he'd still have sorted him out.
Yeah, probably. We do have a clip from Super Chin Daryl Gurney. It's just over a minute long, and my bet is it's not multiple put together. Someone asked him one question, and he just talks the entire way, because Daryl Gurney loves to do that in an interview.
Well, I said this earlier. I mean, it's strange to see the most sexiest man in darts retire, and it's bad to say it whenever he's 56. He's better looking than all the rest of us. But no, Steve's a great lad. He plays darts in the right way. He just gets on with it. Great tempo. And he's obviously looked after himself after all these years. I think he's playing now, this is his 33rd World Championships. I'm like 37 years old. So he's been playing nearly more World Championships than I've been alive. But I am really surprised that he's going to retire, because he obviously qualified for Blackpool. Blackpool, top 32 players in the world, and he was one of them. So I'm surprised. I thought if he was like holding on to his tour card, I thought he maybe would have done it then, but I think he's still playing well enough to get another couple of years. But if he feels like the time's right, and fair play to him. He's a darts legend, and there's a lot of people like myself that look up to him.
Firstly, you were correct, because it was one question and he waffled on. Secondly, is Man Not Long retiring?
Sir Steve Beaton.
He said the sexiest man in darts was retiring.
Come on, it's just no other 59-year-old on the planet looks as good as Steve Beaton does.
In fairness, yeah. Even as much as that was a funny joke that I tried to make, he is the sexiest man in darts, Steve Beaton, isn't he? My God, like.
What a fabulous specimen. One more year on the tour. That news did break earlier on. He sort of hinted at it in his press conference after his first round match.
Bear in mind the
little
Christmas Do video that Paddy Power put out this week, where obviously the main guy that does most of the Paddy Power videos for the laugh, where he was singing 4 more years at Susan at the Christmas Do. He's definitely going to be singing 4 more years at Steve Beaton next year anyway.
Please. 4 more years. Well, actually, no. Do you know what? Perfect timing. So we will welcome you with open arms to the World Seniors Darts Tour.
Oh, well, me and Dan talked about that the other night. We were like, we don't want him to retire, but equally and maybe a little bit more wanting him to retire because we want him at the seniors.
Yeah, because he walks into that doesn't walk into that room as a favourite. He's not going to guarantee to pick anything up, but he certainly has a better chance of winning a seniors world. Yeah. The form he's in right now, the way he's playing as a tour card holder, he has a better chance of winning a seniors world championship than he does a PDC world championship, and that would bookend an incredible career for him.
Yeah, and it's easier to get a little cuddle and a picture with him at the seniors.
Yes, because just like Steve, come here.
Correct.
Some media requirements.
Steve, just sign this Paddy Power award behind you.
Right, into the evening session we go. Another 4 games of action. Obviously, that's all we've just watched. We wrap up ahead of Christmas. First of all, a solid performance from Heavy Metal Ryan. So let Goto off the hook a little bit. At times, Goto fought back after a slow start. He was averaging in the 70s after set number 1. Been really impressed with him, but the quality of Ryan Searle comes through. And the thing is, we know he's got more gears in if he needs them.
Yeah, I didn't think Ryan played all that well, to be fair. And the biggest compliment I can pay him is the fact that without looking like he played particularly well, he never looked in danger at any point in this match, which shows you, like you say, one, the levels he's still got to go to, because we know what he can do anyway, but also how sort of comfortable he looked up there. Like, it's not easy to win a match up on that stage, and he just looked like he belonged, and it was easy, and he wasn't ever in any bother, and he could just do what he wanted to do without even playing his best. So, yeah, I think.
I mean, Goto's missed to win the second set.
He didn't play as well as he did in his first round match.
No, but that was a slow start, wasn't it? He averaged 76 in the first set, which is obviously going to impact his average here a bit.
No, not even that. Just like he just didn't play as well as he did in the first round game, but he still played well. Like, and it wasn't a bad performance from him by any means. And like, it's just one of those. Like, on another day, maybe like if Ryan plays like he does today, as much as you look comfortable, you could probably get him. But it's just one of those, isn't it? He's tough. It's potato tomato. Like what's gonna happen? Like he just didn't quite put any pressure on him, and that hurts. And especially like as well as he played first round, to then not put any real pressure on Ryan. He'll be going home, kicking himself a little bit, thinking, I could have done more there today.
As I said, I was about to say, he missed the dart for the second set. And if you go into that break at 1-1, knowing that Ryan's not playing too well, you come back out and play the third set like he did, it's a completely different game. But that's how set play can change a match so easily. You say Ryan Searle never looked like he was under any pressure. If that one dart goes the opposite way, Goto leads 2-1 instead of finding himself 2-1 behind, uses a lot of energy to get that third set to stay alive in the match. And then all of a sudden, Ryan Searle reels off 3 straight legs like he did in the first set, and it's game over, good night, Vienna. So swings and roundabouts in set play, and that's the beauty of one of that, in that he goes from a very, very comfortable position to something a little bit more edgy off the back of one dart.
Yeah. And like I say, it's a completely different game at that point. Like 1-1 is hugely different to 2-0, and the way you both feel as you walk off, especially because that's the last break as well. Like after that, you just through the rest of it. It is a lot different because you got to walk off the stage or stay on the stage and throw your darts or whack a table and throw them over like old Rusty did earlier on in the thing. But like you say, it's completely different going into that because the break's tough. Like it's hard to come out of a break and throw again. Like so it is completely different. But yeah, Ryan just never looked in bother, did he? Like, and to be fair, he's probably never that much in bother because he can't see what's happened half the time. So
he can't, but he can talk, and this is him in his post-match press conference. Whey!
Probably frustrating, to be fair. Backstage, I was hitting everything, and I thought I was really going to go up and just sort of blow him away, but it didn't happen. I felt like I hit my doubles at the crucial points, and I think that was the main thing in the end. Obviously, he missed 2 darts to make it 1-0. I think it probably would have been a bit of a different game then, because I mean, from 2-0 behind, it's hard work. I felt early on I didn't really feel like there was much coming from him, so it wasn't really like pushing me along where I wanted to be. So yeah, I'm just sort of happy to get over the line, really. It's a big aim. Obviously, I've been seeded for the last 2 seasons of the Euro Tours, and I've been terrible, really. I don't know whether I've sort of taken the Euro Tours for granted, or I don't know. It's just I've also got 2 young children, and I don't really enjoy the travelling. Sometimes it's 4, 5, 6 times in a row. I live down south, so I'm driving to Heathrow and back every weekend, and it's difficult. But that's something I need to sort of get my head around, and I feel like I'm experienced enough now where I should sort of get my head around that and just try and go from there, really.
Don't enjoy the travelling?
No, I hate it.
A bit like Gary Anderson.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, maybe he's rubbing off on me a bit. But how well is Gary playing at the moment? And I know that because he batters me every week when we practice. So fair play to him. And I think you can never say Gary's a dark horse because of who he is, but he's playing well, and it wouldn't surprise me if he won this tournament.
Death, taxes, and Gary Anderson being mentioned in a Ryan Searle interview.
not even just being mentioned. Gary Anderson being mentioned about someone not happy about travelling. It's always going to happen.
Just want to play darts.
Yeah, it was a bit Gary from writing that, wasn't it? A lot of it, but also he's not happy about keep driving to Heathrow, and it's hard work apparently. Just use Waze and find a different route, apparently. Because he's clearly not going the right way, because it's hard work every time he has to drive there. You're going the wrong way, man.
Waze is an excellent app. We are not sponsored or endorsed by them. But anyway, they are fabulous. Anyway, second game of the night. And this one will go down as an upset because Josh Rock, the 21-year-old from Northern Ireland, absolutely burst onto the scene this time. Last year, a lot of hype, a lot of pressure, was still in the top 10 favourites to win this tournament, despite being ranked outside the top 16, was beaten 3-1 by Barry Van Peer. Bionic did not miss on the outer ring, it felt like tonight, Cam. He was 11 from 18. Every chance he got, he absolutely gobbled up. Superb display from him. Was a bit of an indifferent one from Josh Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was the only one when we were talking about this the other day where I picked the upset in the first round for Berry, and I thought he was going to get through Luke Woodhouse, whereas everyone else had Luke winning it, especially you. So I'm going to call you out on that. But I just genuinely thought this would be a step too far for him. And I'm going to give you credit now. I've just called you out. I was going to
say, if you're going to call me out, you better sit there and go, when we were predicting this earlier, whilst I didn't quite turn my hand to Josh Rock, I denied about backing the upset for
you a good very
5 minutes. I was like,
literally,
can I predict? You forced me into a prediction when I wanted to do the other two first and come back to this one because I was sat on a Vampire upset. I was like,
we had to do it in order. You weren't making me call it first when I was also a little bit shaky on it. I was like, no, you will call it first. I didn't think he would have enough to win this game. I thought he would push Josh close. I think I went 3-2, and I think you went 3-2. But you very much talked up the upset and then went, but no, I'm still going 3-2. I went the safe side of it and thought I'm still going 3-2. He was excellent in his first round game against Luke Woodhouse. He was just so solid, and he was again today. Josh didn't play that badly. He didn't have the consistent scoring that we know he has. When he's playing well, just the scoring's unbelievable. He has scoring power few other dart players in the world have. He didn't have that today, but he was still solid on the outer ring. He still played okay. But Berry just didn't let him in, did he? At all. Just did not let him in.
He didn't at all. Like I said, Josh been pretty solid. I mean, Josh had 3 tumble. At one point, it felt like Josh was going to tum plus check out his way back into this encounter because that was all he was capable of doing and firing in. He did a great job of hanging in there, but Vampire getting the job done. A couple of things to talk about in this one. First of all, Rock, clearly a very capable young player, likes to play at a decent rhythm. I think Berry is one of those players who, he's not a slow player by any means, but he does have to go through his process if he's in a moment where he's under that bit of pressure. And I think throw you off your rhythm a little bit. Josh just likes to get on with it.
Josh is rapid, isn't he? Like,
yeah, one of the best performances we've seen from Josh was against Van Gerwen, and they both just got on with it. The other one, crowd booing Berry towards the back end of the game. Classy from Josh to make sure that they were hushed or to try and calm them down and say, no, just let him play. He's deserved this, basically. I thought that was very good, very mature from Rock. Van Peer, though, coming into a talk-on order. Look, there's a lot of talk about what Luke Littler's going to do next year. Barry Van Peer, for a lot of this year, has been in the same conversation with Luke about the best non-talk-card holder in the world. Next year, he joins that Elite 128. Maybe the third player in that conversation, Andy Bartons, might join the duo as well. Onto the penultimate game of the night, and literally every single person in the world saw this one as an absolute battle. This was meant to be a 5-setter. Ryan Joyce was fantastic in the first round. Stephen Bunting has been brilliant of late, but he was coming in against a Joyce who'd already played up on that stage at the last moment of the penultimate game of the pre-Christmas break. But what a performance from Stephen Bunting. 107 average from the bullet. He absolutely flew out the gates in set number 1, and he never really let up. Set 2 dipped just below the 100 mark. Set 3 way back up over the 100 once again. The bullet came to play.
Yeah. I can't believe you were picking another upset here, and you talked it up and you thought, oh no, wait, no, that was me, wasn't it? That was me, wasn't it?
I'm very aware that the number 18 seed has never gone past the last 16.
Yeah.
Bunting is set to change that, but I was also wary of the threat that Ryan Joyce carries, having already played a game and looked so brilliant. Andy was brilliant in Minehead as well. Like, this was a tough start for a seed to come into who's had to sit and watch 7 days of this tournament already before he's got to play.
I fully stand by the upset because it didn't happen and it wasn't even close, but I would never ever there's players that you'd think I fancy playing up against. If you're a top player, would you ever want to play Ryan Joyce? Ever? Like, in a big tournament? No, never ever, because he has the most appropriate nickname in all of darts, because that man is relentless and he will just keep coming at you and he will keep going. And I thought this was so impressive from Stephen Bunting. Like, we had Stephen Bunting at our darts presentation night 2 weeks ago.
Here we go.
And this was much more impressive than that. And let's be honest, he left himself at 1.36 and he went 3 double sixes and took it. Like, he was very impressive for the entire night. I did boo him a couple of times from the back of the room because he went 5 or 6 darts into a 9 and then missed one, which he deserved booing for that, to be fair. He left himself 170 in almost every leg and didn't have one, which also deserved booing, to be fair. But he was unbelievably good. Like, one of the best. If you can get someone for that sort of thing, like a darts presentation night, someone for an exhibition, absolutely recommend Stephen Bunting. He was fantastic. He had time for everybody. He even took a picture with me. Like he was great and he was really good fun. But this performance tonight was more impressive than he was for the presentation night, which is saying a lot because he was mint tonight and he was mint there.
He was. I hate talking about the travelling circus. Even during this tournament, even though the announcement should come
right now, get him in.
Given the fact that Danny Noppert's faltered, given the fact Dirk Van Dijven and Biola has faltered, given the fact that Johnny Clayton has had a miserable back end to the year by his own admission and not played very well for personal reasons, and we're not digging him out for that, but his form just isn't quite there right now, and he just isn't quite right. Stephen Bunting really is putting his hand up for that 8th and final spot right now, isn't he?
Get him in right now. Like,
just stood there going, titanium. Come on, the boy.
Not even that, for one reason only.
TikTok.
Well, two reasons then. Liverpool night with the bullet. Like, he could turn up there on his own and just throw a few
just
darts.
Titanium for 4 hours.
It would still be sold out.
Yeah. And alternate that with Bird is the word. Pick up the mic, Spandau Ballet, crack on. Bunting has been in the Premier League before, a few years ago.
He was, yeah, but this
The
time
return could
he's
well
ready
be on
for
the
it,
card
though. Like,
for the bullet, the form he's in. He looks absolutely sensational. That move
well,
up
that's
in
it.
weight.
He got lucky though because he didn't get drawn against me at our presentation night, so he did. His confidence is still fine.
And on that note, on to the final game of the evening. And after, look, you sit there and you say, how do you back up a performance like that from Stephen Bunting? This wasn't quite as impressive in terms of the numbers, but in terms of an achievement for Ricky Evans, this is right up there with that performance from Stephen Bunting. And it does make you question the performance of the night or the performance of the day, because Daryl Gurney was magnificent. Stephen Bunting was majestic, one of the best performances we've seen in that round for a long, long time. But Ricky Evans absolutely blowing away Nathan Aspinall 3-0, 99 average from Rapid. What a performance from the man from Northampton.
I don't want to talk about it.
Tough. We've got no predictions to make, so you've got to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm just not having it. It's nobody should go up there and do that to my boy. And Ricky Evans did, and I love Ricky Evans, to be fair. I am a big Ricky Evans fan, but I'm more like Nathan's always my guy. I couldn't really lose tonight watching that game because it was either my guy or the guy that I really like. And I touched on it earlier when we're talking about Callum Ridds and not being able to compose yourself on a double when you're such a fast player. And I sort of hinted towards this because I wasn't trying to give the result away, even though we know everyone watching us has watched the darts anyway. But Ricky Evans has found something where he looks so solid on the doubles right now. And he looks like I don't even know if he is. Is he taking an extra second before he throws it? But it feels like it. It just feels a little bit more composed when he's taking that double. And he looks like...
Look, I'll have to go back and compare it to other visits, but he does look that little bit more settled as a dart player. There's the odd moment of Ricky that comes out. He missed double 10 for a 140, and he did his facial expressions as if to say, what on earth was that? And flapped his hands about. But he returned to the next visit, took it out calmly, and it was solid. If he is taking,
that's what I mean.
He's half a second to set himself at the hockey. The three darts are still coming out at the same pace, the same rhythm. He looks brilliant. Look, he called an awful lot of people out at the end of that game, whether or not that's just the confidence and belief of the emotions of beating Nathan Aspinall the way he did, the fact that he's played last in the evening, and you know what that means, or if he genuinely believes that at all times, that actually people say I'm too fast, people say this, people say that, they're all rubbish, I'm going to be the same idiot. Yeah. Which is fine if it produces results, because John Park was quite harsh, brutal on commentary, going, when you've been at a mediocre level for a pro for so long, it's easy to just sit at that level forever. And Ricky clearly has the talent. A lot of comments were saying how they first played each other 10 years ago on a dev tour. Ricky was the more favoured prospect. Aspinall's clearly had the better career to this date. It's got to turn into something good for Ricky soon, hasn't it? Because when he produces performances like this, he's brilliant to watch. And darts needs characters like Ricky Evans, but you can't just be a character. You have to be a winner as well. Yeah,
exactly that. And like, being a character only gets you so far. If you don't then win, it means nothing, and the opportunities won't still come because you're not winning games. And like you say, I think the combination finishes, it's always going to be the same speed. And for those sort of finishes, I wouldn't want him to slow down and take any more time because it's so natural. It's when he leaves, like you say, when he came back for that double 10. It's that extra little second when it's just the dart of the double where he looks a different man now than he's ever looked. He looks just clinical and composed and looks good. And like you say, it's not easy to beat Nathan Aspinall there. Bear in mind, this is Nathan Aspinall that if he'd gone all the way, would have been the world number 1, right, at the end of this tournament. Like, that's how good Nathan Aspinall is.
Well, when you're in the match playing the Worlds in the same year, it's a bit hard not to be. That's a serious one.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the point, isn't it? Like, winning the match play in the Worlds in the same year is... That is...
It's what the very elite of the game do.
That is get the gold jacket. You go into Canton Hall of Fame. Like, that was an NFL reference, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, isn't it? You are at that point. You are that good if you do that in the same year. Like, bear in mind, he also made other finals as well last year as well. It was Michael Smith, basically his best mate in darts, basically took him out of a lot of wins last year as well by beating him in finals as well. So, and this is someone that everyone's still questioning whether he actually can let go of a dart properly.
They are indeed. However, he clearly can when he's on it. Tonight, he was not on it, and Ricky Evans took full advantage of an epic display. Anthony is in. How are we doing, mate? Says, hey, boys, can't believe we're at the Christmas break already. I know, mate. It's absolutely flown by to this point. Matthew says, what's his walk going to be after Xmas for different walk-ons? Put him in the Premier League. Ricky Evans. Can you imagine Ricky Evans and Stephen Bunting in the Premier League going at it every week? What a sight that would be. Right, we're not going to sit here and predict the next session. We're going to leave that until after the Christmas break because we're not sure who's going to be on that first show. They have released the schedule for post-Christmas play, though. Here it is on your screen.
Hang on, sorry. No one's going to do Wednesday before me and you. There's only 3 games. Oh, no, there's 6 games.
Yeah.
We might as well do it while we're here. Might as well do it while we're here.
If you can do it in 10 minutes, then yes. But if not, you're all waffling.
I'll do it in 5.
Here is the return of the schedule, by the way. All the round 3 games and a couple of round 4 to get us up to the new year period. We return Scott Williams, Martin Schindler, Dave Chisnell, Gabriel Clemens, Rob Cross, Jeffrey de Graaf. In the evening, Matt Campbell takes on Luke Littler in what I believe is the only tie not to feature a seed.
Yes, you are correct.
Despite losing 11, every other game includes at least.
Cindy was
a seed. Includes at least one seeded player. Yes, it does. Indeed.
Yeah, it's the only one. Yeah.
Michael Van Gerwen. Look at that evening session on the return, by the way. Matt Campbell against Luke Littler, Michael Van Gerwen against Richard Veenstra, and Michael Smith, the defending world champion, against Madas Razma. The Thursday double, Florian Hempel will take on Stephen Bunting to open. Joe Cullen against Ryan Searle. What a game that could be. And Ross Smith, Chris Dobie. That's a belter. Followed in the evening by Gerwin Price against Brendan Dolan and Luke
in the Thursday afternoon.
Ricardo Petretsko and Ricky Evans against Darryl Gurney, the all-same management clash. And on the Friday, we see Damon Hester against Barry Van Peer, Johnny Clayton against Christopher Tysky, Jim Williams against Raymond Van Barneveld, and Boris Kirchmar and Gary Anderson complete the third round before 2 fourth-round games. All right, then, Cam, predictions for the Wednesday session. First,
well, the main prediction is that the Thursday afternoon is the best session we've had at any point so far in this tournament.
Ridiculously good.
Incredibly good. Like, Hempel Bunting, it could go either way. Cullen Searle, I'd just, toss a coin and guess. And the same with Ross Smith against Chris Dobie. It's going to be unbelievable Thursday afternoon, and I'm bloody working. I can't even watch it.
So am I, watching the darts. Anyway, Wednesday session, 6 matches to predict. First to 4 this time. The format does increase. Scott Williams against Martin Schindler. I'm going to say the Wall wins 4-2.
I'm going 4-2 as well, but I'm going Scott Williams. I really, really impressed with Scott Williams so far in this tournament. Just... Again, composure, level of he gets up there and he just looks like he belongs now. He's not the showman anymore. He's just the guy that's meant to be there. And I think he wins 4-2, and I think he wins very, very comfortably.
Match number 2, Dave Chisnell against Gabriel Clemens.
Are you writing these down or me, by the way?
You are.
All right, one sec. So you went 4-2, Shindy, yeah?
Yes.
You
had 5th round, by the way.
Chizzy against Gabe. Good game. Again, another really good game. I picked Gabe to get beat first in his second round tie, but I was pretty impressed with what I saw. I think he's going to be a little bit more clinical than Chizzy and win 4-3.
I really wasn't that impressed with Chisnell in round 1, but I still expect to see something from him because I think he's one of those players because of his Euro Tour exploits this year, that might just be in the backdoor conversation with a very deep run in, i.e. a semi-final, to a call-up to the Premier League. I'm going to say Chisnall wins this 4-2.
Okay. Rob Cross, Jeffrey de Graaf. Are we even really questioning this, or are we both going the same way here? Are we giving him a set or not?
Yeah, look, de Graaf can play, right? De Graaf came. Well, he didn't come through. He was in a very, very tough group in the Super Series to warm up for this against the likes of Ben Robb, Steve West, Simon Adams, etc. Didn't make it to finals night, but actually, the last 2 rounds, he's been very good to recover from 2-0 down to win 3-2 like he did previously. Was solid, excellent display. Yesterday, I think it was, if not the day before. Yesterday, over Jose de Souza. And again, Rob Cross, as steady as Cross is, wasn't overly impressive in round 2.
But he will be.
I'm still shading it Cross, though. Again, it's 4-2.
No, I'm not giving him a set. I think it's 4-0. Like, Cross, you say Cross wasn't overly impressive. He played pretty poorly and won 3-0. Like, he's got levels to go still, and he's not really played particularly well yet, but still didn't drop a set anyway.
I don't think levels are the... I'm just trying to find his game now. When did he play?
He played Tebow. And Tebow missed some chances, but Cross was...
Treacle missed a lot of darts and double.
Yeah, but he was still comfortable. That's the point. Like,
because his opponent averaged 85.
Is Jeffrey going to do that much more than that at this stage in the tournament?
He's averaged 92 and 94 so far. Yeah, he hits. If the same Rob Cross...
He's not played Rob Cross yet, though, has he? Like,
no, but if the same Rob Cross that played Tebow turns up, Jeffrey de Graaf beats him. We have to see an improvement from Rob Cross after Christmas.
Yeah, but if Jeffrey turns up playing like that against Rob Cross, like, he's not going to play like that against Rob Cross. He's going to wobble a little bit because it's Rob Cross. Like, and I just think he doesn't get anywhere near him. I think Cross is too good right now.
Into the evening session, Matt Campbell, Luke Littler.
Oh. Has anyone checked his birth certificate yet? Because that boy does not look or act like a 16-year-old man. And he will go up there again, and he will not look or act like a 16-year-old man. And he'll cruise through it again. And as much as Matt Campbell can go through the gears when he plays well, he's not going to be enough. And Luke Littler wins 4-1.
I think Luke wins 4-1 as well.
I know. It's rare that we agree, but
talent.
He's just
special talent, and
he's just something different, isn't he? He's something else. Like,
don't get me wrong, that wasn't the UK Open champion Andrew Gilden that we saw, but it wasn't a million miles away. He did give Luke chances, which Luke took.
But also, Luke missed chances and didn't play that well in that game, and he still won it easy. Like,
yeah, and with all due respect, Andrew Gilden is a better player than Matt Campbell.
Of course he is. Matt Campbell's not got any majors. It's not a stretch to say that. Like,
yeah,
Matt Campbell, as good as he is, and he's a very, very good darts player, has not achieved what Andrew Gilden has.
Correct. Luke 4-1 for me.
Yeah, so we've agreed on one, which is always a shock, which means it's absolutely a nailed on 4-0 Matt Campbell. Because
quite possibly.
Yeah.
Penultimate game that we're going to predict is the 3-time world champion Michael van Gerwen against his compatriot Richard Veenstra.
4-0, move on.
Not going to be as aggressive to say it as you just were, but yeah, I think you're right.
It's 4-0
Vince is
and
obviously
move on,
going to
isn't
give
it?
him a lot of respect.
He played really well tonight, but it's a different beast going up there and trying to play MVG. And there are very few players in the world that do not get rattled by going up on a big stage and playing MVG, especially the biggest stage of them all. And as much as he's beat Kim Hybrex 9-0 in legs, that doesn't get you past Michael Van Gerwen. It doesn't even get you legs against Michael Van Gerwen. This is a different beast, and I just can't see it.
I just
12-2 in legs. 12-2 in legs. I think it's that dominant.
The fact that Vince is already talking about Michael being one of the best in the world and how do you beat him, etc., means that half the battle is there mentally
Lost.
already.
It's already lost, yeah.
Yeah. And they're just... It's a bit like Phil Taylor. Like, there's just a lot of respect that the Dutch players seem to give Michael because of what he's done. It was the same with Barney.
Well, everyone does.
A few years ago.
Like,
Don't get me wrong, they don't quite do it anymore, but 2013, 2014, if you put a Dutch player up against Raymond van Barneveld, they were half beaten before the game had even started, apart from Michael. Even when Michael burst on the scene, do you remember?
If you rolled into Rotterdam in the Premier League against him, even as a Dutch player, you weren't getting close to him. Like, you're literally shaking before you've even walked out, and you can't even hold your darts. Like, that's what it is. And there's that, like you say, it's that level of respect that almost loses you the game because you're respecting so much. Like, you don't think you can land a glove on him. A bit like Otto Walling against AJ tonight. They generally go in there thinking, I can't even land a glove on him, never mind get close to beating him.
Got nowhere near it. It's a bit like when MVG first burst onto the scene, Taylor used to get quite annoyed about the celebrations and reactions. That was quite new to the sport at that point. But
yeah.
Van Gerwen openly said that he'll never do it to Barney because he respects him too much and appreciates what he's done for darts too much, and it feels like
and that's why he lost to him.
Coming through just a that bit standoffish.
We were watching it on Darts Gold when we first came on tonight. That's when he lost to him 4-3 because he didn't give it the big one because he respects him too much. It doesn't. Yeah.
The final game of the evening session that we're going to look ahead to: Michael Smith against Madas Razma. I'm going to go early on this one because I think this goes all 7 sets. I still think Michael Smith comes through it, but I think Razma plays an awkward character to get past, and Michael Smith has to work for this.
Stop it. Stop it. Because I think the same as well.
Well, it's never happening, is it?
But 171 Madas Razma loves the 19s, and I thought he'd get beat first round, and he played bloody well. So not first round, sorry, second round. He wasn't in the first round because he was a seed. But yeah, I thought he'd struggle. He had a really tough game, to be fair. Who did he have? Remind me.
Who did
Razma have?
Mike Dedeker.
Tough, really, really tough. Everyone, me and you included, had Mike Dedeker winning that game. And Razma comfortably handled him, not even close. And when he's on them 19s, it still confuses me to this day why he doesn't just stay down there all the time. Because he is the best 19s hitter in the world of darts outside of Cam McFarlane. And
you're an idiot.
I think he pushes him really close, like you do. And I think it's 4-3, but small caveat to it, it's 2 apiece, and then Bully wins the last set 3-0.
Indeed. Well, I'm going 4-3. I just think it's a bit tighter than that. But that is our predictions, and that is the end of the Fallout Bar before Christmas. The first half of the Paddy Power World Darts Championship is in the ledger. 96 came, 32 remain, and we are heading towards one winner in the new year. A big thank you to everybody in the chat room who's joined us. Apologies for not reading out your predictions this evening.
We've gone far enough already. We've gone past an hour.
So if you are shopping tomorrow or today while you're listening back, we hope you get everything that you wish.
Who's your winner, by the way? Sorry.
I don't remember. Did I have Van Gogh in?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I'm not sure.
I think I had Luke, I got Luke to beat Van Gogh.
Humphreys beating Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I'll have to go back and have a look. It's been a while now. It changes a bit. Stephen Bunting. Sir Stephen of Bunting.
I'm with you there.
Anyway, you've killed off my outro. So we go again. A big thank you to Paddy Power for all of their help and support throughout the Paddy Power World Darts Championship. We appreciate to be working with them. Thank you to everybody in the chat and to everybody listening back. As an audio-only podcast, we do appreciate the fact that you guys are listening in as well. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it, we're on it. All the post-match press conference interviews are available on our YouTube channel. Head over there to check all of those out and make sure you're following our website for reviews, roundups, previews, the best bets of the day, and anything else you can get your hands on. Finally, from myself, from Cameron, from all of the team here at OD, we hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas. We will be back on the 27th of December. See you all.
Probably me and you again, won't it?
Probably. And on that note, we will see you all
all
very, very soon.